Good morning students. I am Dr. E. Ramanjane Reddy, your science faculty. Today I am going to discuss about metals and non-metals from class 10. Okay. So in this demo I am going to discuss about two things. One is introduction about metals and non-metals, and the second thing I am going to discuss about physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now coming to the first part. In first part, metals and non-metals, they are come under the category of elements. Student, what is element? Element is the purest form of matter and which consists only one kind of atom, that we call it as element. For example, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, iron, copper, zinc. All these contains only one kind of atom. Here in nitrogen, it is only one type of atom, that is nitrogen. In oxygen, there is only one type of atom, that is oxygen. In fluorine, there is only one type of atom, that is fluorine. Okay, students, I am going to ask you one simple question. In periodic table, how many elements are there? Okay, yes, good. 118 elements are there in the periodic table. Out of them, how many metals, how many non-metals, and how many metalloids are there? Good. 94 are metals and 18 are non-metals and 6 are metalloids. Can you give me some examples for metals? Yes. Iron, copper, silver, gold, zinc, lead, all these comes under metals. Oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, helium, neon are examples of non-metals. Silicon, germanium, boron, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, examples of metalloids. Now I am going to ask you one more simple question. Is metals and non-metals, they play an important role in the development of civilization? Definitely yes. Metals and non-metals, they play an important role in the development of civilization. Suppose if you see the applications of metal, metals are widely used for making of agriculture tools, making of electrical wires, making of coins, making of machineries, making of aircraft, making of aeroplanes, so making of missiles, etc. Okay. At the same time, non-metals also play an important role, okay, in the making of pesticide, making of fertilizers, making of furniture. Good. Okay, so from these things we came to know that metals and non-metals play an important role in the development of civilization. Okay, now I am going to conclude this first part. Okay, metals and non-metals are comes under the category of elements which contain only one kind of atom, and they are used for various purposes in our day-to-day life. Now coming to the second part, that is physical properties of metals and non-metal. So why should we learn physical properties of metals and non-metals? What is the importance of physical properties of metals and non-metal? Okay, without knowing of these properties, it is difficult to distinguish them. Okay, by knowing of their physical properties only we can find out which one is metal, which one is non-metal. That's why we should learn physical properties. Now coming to the physical properties of metals. Okay, generally metals are hard, metals are malleable, metals are ductile, metals are shiny, metals are good conductors of heat, metals are good conductors of electricity. Elements which are having those properties, we call them as metals. Okay, now coming to the properties of non-metals. Okay, generally non-metals are soft, non-malleable, non-ductile, non-lustrous, bad conductor of heat, bad conductor of electricity. Elements which are having those properties, we call them as non-metals. Okay, students. Okay, now coming to here we are discussing two more important terminologies. One is malleability and the other one is ductility. Student, what is malleability? Malleability is a property of metal which makes them into thin sheets which on hammering we call it as malleability. Among all metals, gold is one of the most malleable metal. Okay? Ductility. What is ductility? Ductility is a property of a metal which makes them into thin voids which on stretching we call them as ductility. Okay? I think many of you seen copper wires, silver wires. Okay? So all these comes under the property of what? Ductility. Okay? So now here I am going to tell about some more things, that is exceptions. Okay? Some exceptions in both metals and non-metals. Okay? So generally metals are hard, but there are some metals which are soft in nature. Okay? Those are sodium and potassium. Okay? These exceptions you should know. Okay? These two metals, they are soft in nature. Okay? At the same time, non-metals generally soft, but there is one non-metal which is hard in nature, that is diamond. Diamond is one of the natural hardest substance. Natural hardest substance. This is exception under non-metals. Okay. Now coming to the good conductor of heat. Okay, generally metals are good conductors of heat, but there are some metals which are bad conductors of heat. Those are mercury and lead. Mercury and lead. At the same time, non-metals generally they are bad conductors of heat, but there are some non-metals which are good conductor of heat. Those are diamond, graphite. Diamond and graphite. Okay. At the same time, there are some non-metals which are acting as good conductor of electricity, that is graphite. Okay. So graphite is a good conductor of electricity as well as good conductor of heat, but diamond is a only good conductor of heat. Okay. And there are some non-metals which are shiny in nature, but generally non-metals are non-shiny, but there is one non-metal which is shining in nature, that is iodine. Graphite is also shining in nature. Okay. So these are some exceptions about metals and non-metals. Okay. So now this is about metals and non-metals. Thank you.